Hey, do you do work that you love, that you feel passionate about, that maybe you even feel called to, but you just don't make a lot of money and you got to figure out how to hit some of your financial goals, right? Whether that is to pay off student debt, to pay off credit card debt, to pay off car loans, to save for a house, to get an emergency fund, whatever it might be. And literally every month you get your paycheck from the job that you actually like to do, but you don't have enough money to work towards hitting those goals, right? I know exactly how that feels. I was a pastor and I graduated from a private Christian university with $126,000 in student debt. I was excited to help impact people's lives, but I was carrying this weight of debt the whole time. And so it was really hard to go to sleep at night. I was 23 years old and I wasn't quite sure what I was gonna do. My first salary was $26,000. So I'm speaking to you, yes, if you are a pastor or you're in ministry, but also if there's any type of nonprofit work or any type of job you maybe have, maybe it's like a teacher, right? Where you jump into it and you love it and you're passionate and you care about it, but you just don't have enough money at the end of the month, right? I'm gonna tell you my story real quick, and you're gonna see that my channel is kind of catering to this because my company is called The Meantime Company. It's a coaching company, community company based around growing in our mind, money, and movement. For me, I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. I did what anyone would do, and I began to Google small businesses to start. I started talking to friends. Hey, what are good ways to make extra money? I didn't wanna like Uber and things like that, and I wanted to be a little bit more in charge of my time. So I eventually came to the place of window cleaning. Actually, it was an old missionary friend who came back to the States that started doing window cleaning and started making a ton of extra money on the side. The good news about the window cleaning for me as a pastor who loved his job was that it was a super low cost entry, right? Like I'm talking, you could do it for $60, $70, maybe even for 50 bucks. The return on investment has huge potential. So you can go out and easily do jobs $100, $200 in the very beginning and then be way beyond that eventually. There's just a lot of potential in extra income earning when it comes to window cleaning. So that's what I did. I started grinding on window cleaning and got pretty serious about it, but I also got really serious about how I was managing my money. I sacrificed in a lot of areas, right? My wife and I together. We lived in a really cheap apartment, $425. Yeah, it wasn't like the safest place to live, but it was super cheap. We had our cars paid off already. I drove an old 2004 Ford Ranger, right? Crank windows. And we didn't upgrade our lifestyle the more income we saw come in. And we began to say, hey, let's stick to a budget. Let's make a huge goal for how we want to pay off this student debt. And let's begin to get really serious and really disciplined about it. So my story is, started pastoring at 23. Eventually, probably a year and a half in, I started my window cleaning side hustle. And then by the time I turned 28 years old, we ended up paying off my student debt. $126,000 to zero. And there was a lot of different things that I did in there. I did custom Christmas lights, we flipped a duplex, we pressure washing, of course, but window cleaning was like the driver that led to a lot of opportunities. And so that's all I kind of wanted to say in this video, is that if you are someone who has a fulfilling, high passionate, calling type of job, but aren't making a lot of money, I want to encourage you to know that you can do something about it. You don't have to feel stuck forever. You don't have to be married to credit cards, to debt. You do have to do some hard work. And so you just have to decide, hey, over the next 5 years, am I willing to change the situation that I am in? If you make that decision, I believe that you can do it. I believe that you'll stick to it, that what you look for, you find. You're gonna find extra ways to make money. You're gonna find extra ways to save. We know that a lot of people do this. And so I, again, just wanted to put this video out today, part of my habit of just making YouTube content, but also as an encouragement that, hey, if you are somebody that feels stuck financially, doesn't really know where to go, you can change it. Now, I'm definitely not saying that the change is gonna be really easy. In fact, look around. The majority of people have student debt loans, have credit card debt, have car loans, right? They have a lot of things that they can't afford and they probably shouldn't have. And so if you want to be like everyone else, do what everyone else is doing. If you want a different life for yourself, you're gonna have to do different things. And this is the thing that I committed to, saying, hey, I am gonna work really hard to figure out a way to get this paid off. And we did. And you can do the same thing. You just have to make the sacrifices necessary to get there. So again, you really just have to decide, what type of financial future do you want to create for your life? What are you willing to do to get there? For me, the things that is different than everybody else is I've committed to some non-negotiables in our finances, my wife and I together. It is, we don't want car payments, we don't want credit card payments, so we don't use a credit card. And that's pretty much your major debt, right? We have a mortgage and we have a cool goal of trying to get that paid off as well and live completely debt-free, because if our income is completely freed up, even if we're not making $1 million, we can end up becoming millionaires. So that is the goal for us. So this video, I don't know, it's kind of weirdly becoming like an ad. I'm not trying to make it an ad, but there are ways to find help. So for me, for one way that I would like to help you is I've got a free ebook, super simple, little 26 pager. It's mostly pictures, huge font, that gives you 5 steps to start your window cleaning side hustle, which all the guys in the window cleaning industry are probably gonna end up starting to hate me, because they're gonna be like, dude, like, oh, you're gonna, whatever. I don't have anything to say about it, but like, it doesn't matter. There's plenty of windows out there. Look around, there's windows everywhere, okay? Which is why it's a great side hustle, because you can find people to pay you to clean those windows, storefronts, houses, whatever it is, right? But I offer that, it's in the description. But I also do coaching. I do financial coaching. We can do 3 months, 6 months, kind of like indefinite coaching, whatever you want, to help you set up a vision, to begin to take action steps, to make that vision come to life, to help keep you accountable, to keep you encouraged, to help you find some answers to questions that you've had that you don't know the answers to, and ultimately, like, hey, what are the 5, 6, 7 best steps to begin to start moving towards paying off debt, building an emergency fund, beginning to build wealth in my life for years to come. And so that's another thing that I offer. Put that in the description as well. And I do free consultations for that, so we can hop on the horn and just talk through what your situation is and where you want to go. And again, right now, I really think too, if you are in ministry, this is something that can be really helpful for you, because I know how hard it is to do ministry well when you're constantly feeling the pressure of your debt, right? When you love what you do, but you don't love the financial burden that comes with it, it makes it really hard to do what you do well. And so I want to help as many people as I can, and that's kind of why I'm focused on this, why I believe God's kind of called me to this type of career. And so, yeah. That's it. That's my inspiration for you, my little bit of encouragement. If you're feeling a nudge, if you happen to stumble across this video and it's like, yeah, you know, like I could get my finances in order, wherever you are, if you're in ministry or not or whatever, boom. And my whole thing is, I think there's phases to building wealth. One is getting control of the income and the expenses that you have right now. Once we get there and we free up our income because we paid off our debts, then we can begin to figure out what are ways to invest, what are ways to make more money, blah, 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 blah. So that wraps it up. In the meantime, enjoy the here while you're trying to get there.